Everyone, how's it going? Welcome to our weekly Facebook Live. It's Friday, the end of the week. I'm sure it's been an interesting week for everyone, as it has been for me with trying to adjust to this new, hopefully temporary normal of dealing with the coronavirus and all the side effects of that. I know there's been a lot of changes in everyone's life. There's certainly been a lot of changes in my life over the past 2 weeks due to that. And one of the things that, so when I was thinking about what to talk about this week, and one of the things that I thought about in relation to the coronavirus is that a lot of people might now be working from home. Their kids are home as well, their spouse is home, and just you have a full house and you're trying to work. In addition to that, you're also might be trying to balance some remote learning that might be happening with your kids for their school. I know I am. I just wanted to offer a couple tips as in the form of what to do as far as working from home. I've been working from home full time for quite a few years now, and while I usually am working from home by myself, um, I have a lot of experience on kind of how to manage that situation. And it's a little different now with the kids home, so I just want to offer a little bit of additional advice with the kids home and my wife home as well alongside me. So just hopefully help you guys out. This might be something new to you, and especially having the entire family home while trying to work is probably something new to you. So the first piece of advice I would give is that to try to keep your rituals pretty much the same. So, most people during the work week, they have, a set schedule for how they make things work. Whether that's waking up and working out, or waking up and going for a walk, or waking up in meditation, or waking up and sitting down reading with a nice cup of coffee, or whatever it might be, right? It's good to keep those rituals intact. It makes it feel as normal as possible in certain times where it's not, things are not normal. So if you get up and you get the kids ready and you make their lunches and get them out the door, continue to do that. Just, maybe you don't go out the door with them, right? You're not taking them to school, but you get them up, you get them dressed, you get yourself ready, you do your normal morning routine. And the only difference is that you're not going to go into the office, you're going to, stay at home. But at least it feels pretty normal. And I think it's good for the kids as well. At least I know my kids work very well in rituals, so we still get them, they still wake up, they still eat their breakfast, they still, do what they would normally. They get dressed, they brush their teeth and all that stuff in the morning. So it's just like a normal everyday day for us and them until the point where we actually just don't leave the house. The other thing is that if you're used to having a commute, and you might want to continue to do something like that, right? So instead of getting in your car and driving to work or dropping the kids off at school or whatever you might do after you get everything all ready in the morning, maybe you go outside and go for a walk that's the same length of time or similar length of time, so that you're still like doing that. You have that, I guess, that mental time to yourself, right? Which is a good thing, right? So oftentimes we get in the car and we have some time to relax and chill out and think about our day and kind of get ready to go. And that's, that commute is actually part of your day. I still do that, right? So I since I don't commute, I take a walk in the morning. But if you're someone who sits in the car to get to office, maybe you go for a walk or go for a bike ride or something like that, and still have that commute, quote unquote, in your life, and it allows you to get ready for your day. The next tip I have as far as working from home is to make sure that you have a set space where you do your work, right? I find it very useful to have an office. I'm lucky enough to have an office, and this is where I do my work. and then elsewhere in the house is not work, right? That's family time. It's kitchen. It's eating. It's watching TV. These are not places where I do my work. For example, I would never sit in my bed and do my work. I associate my bed with sleep, and that's nothing else, right? And I associate my office pretty much only for work and nothing else, right? So have a dedicated space where you actually do work and where you don't do work. And this helps with that transition. So it's hard. Oftentimes people get stuck with the, always working part because they can work from home whenever they want, right? And that's a good thing and a bad thing. Well, the bad thing is that you're always working, right? And you never shut off. So I like to have a dedicated space where I do my work, and then as soon as I leave that space, my work stops. My day ends. So that kind of helps setting boundaries between work life and home life, where physically they're in the same spot. Next tip I have is as far is keeping communication channels open with your family. So one of the things that we've been doing the past 2 weeks has been extra. I guess we sat down and had added extra communication into our family time to know what everyone has to do for the next day, right? So my wife is working and I'm working, both working from home. We have to split time taking care of the kids because they're home. My daughter needs to do her remote learning. My son needs to be occupied. So my wife and I have sat down every night and established, okay, well, who has meetings the next day? What time are your meetings? When can you work? When can I work? What does my daughter need to get done for her school? Who's going to do what with her? And we set up a nice whiteboard for my daughter so she sees and has a list of things that she needs to get done. So we're just being extra verbose on the communication side of things so that everyone understands what everyone's doing the night before, and the next day goes a lot smoother. We're not in for any surprises, and we all have a very good idea of what needs to get done and who's going to do it and when it needs to happen. So having that communication is key. I also like to plan my day out. This is kind of a new ritual I've done. I have a daily planner where I plan out, certain key tasks that I need to get done. I even have as part of the planner, like a 18-hour window where I can write down, during this block of time I'm going to do this task, I need to get this done, etc. So I can actually lay out my day in this planner and see it visually ahead of me the night before, and that kind of helps make everything run a little bit smoother the next day, I find. The other thing is when you're doing your work, is to have some way for the family to know that you should not be disturbed, right? So for me, when I go in my office and I close the doors, it means please don't come in. I'm either doing work, I'm on a call, I'm a meeting, and okay, yeah, my kids are 5 and 2, and especially my 2-year-old, he doesn't understand everything that's happening. So he does come to the door, he'll open the door sometimes, and that happens. But for the most part, they know that when dad's in the office or mom's in the office and the doors are closed, that it's time to, leave them alone and that they need to do work. So if your kids are older, maybe you can put like a sign on the door or something, so put a sticker on the door or something like that just signifies that, I shouldn't be disturbed right now. The other thing is, the last thing I just want to say is that realize that things are not going to be perfect. So my normal routine, as much as I try to keep it as consistent as possible to what it was before, is just not the same. I need to be a little bit more flexible about certain things, like when I work out or my expectations of what I might get done during the day, just because I have a little bit more going on, right? I have to take care of the kids at the same time. I still have my normal workload, all the stuff, right? So just be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get what you would normally get done, or you don't do the perfect workout because you don't have the time to, or you didn't get as many steps as you normally would, or you didn't spend enough time out in the sunshine as you normally would, or whatever it might be, right? It's just not going to be the same. So don't be so hard on yourself, and don't be so hard on your family either. It's hard to, if the kids do come busting in through the doors in the middle of the meeting, just take a deep breath and put yourself on mute and ask them to leave and tell them you're busy and whatnot. So just be kind to yourself and your family and realize that things are not going to be perfect. And you got to make the best of what you can do, and just be thankful. And with that, that's all I really want to talk about for today's Facebook Live. I will mention that, again, I have some openings for health coaching. So if you're interested at all, please reach out to me, direct message me. I'm always happy to help and talk and chat. I will also throw out a reminder that I have my newsletter up and running. I've been working on some content for that this week. We have a lot of good content ready for you to go out this week. So look forward to that. And if you need to sign up, you can go to my website and sign up. So just RJB Health Coaching, and you will see a link at the top for the newsletter and sign up there. If there's anything else you guys need, if anyone needs any help or has questions about whether it's working from home or, tips for staying healthy during this time, or I know a lot of people are kind of struggling with exercise related things because their gyms might be closed, or stress eating because of just all the stress that's happening and all that stuff. Feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to give some tips and tricks, and you don't have to pay for anything or anything like that. Happy to just give you free information. Always happy to help anyone. So please reach out to me if you have any questions or need some help with anything. With that, I will sign off and say goodbye, and I will talk to you all next week. See ya.